Hi, it's David KRAYDEN here. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the station. We could not move forward without you. We're back for a very special episode today because just guess where I got back from right now. It was day one of the trial of Tamara Lich and Chris Barber, otherwise known as Big Red. This is the Freedom Convoy trial, and it's going to last at least 16 days. Started today in Ottawa at the provincial courthouse on Elgin Street. Hope you never have to go there. it's impossible to get out of in rush hour. But it was a very interesting day because we spent a lot of time in the morning doing legal housekeeping. It was a complete waste of time. We got to meet the judge and the Crown prosecutor. We already know the lawyers working for the defense. But interestingly enough, I had a chance to talk to Lawrence Greenspon, who was Tamara Lich's lawyer. And he really objected to the fact that the Crown prosecutor kept talking about an occupation in his opening remarks. Occupation. And he said, I don't want to hear occupation anymore because this is a pejorative term. It is completely unnecessary to talk about this as an occupation. I talked to Greenspon during the lunch hour break and I said, why do you object so much? And he said it was hyperbole and completely unnecessary. And yet you hear all the mainstream media talking about the Freedom Convoy protests in Ottawa as an occupation of the national capital. And this has always been and still is ridiculous. There were trucks parked on the street. Businesses did not have to close. They did not do anything to intimidate Ottawa residents. They did not honk their horns all night long. Businesses could have stayed open, and those that did, though, were subject to intimidation by the police. And it's interesting today, the Crown prosecutor suggested that this trial is not about what? The political beliefs of Tamara Lich and Chris Barber. Oh, not at all. Except that's exactly what this is about. Lich and Barber are political dissidents on trial. This is a trial of political dissidents, political enemies of the Trudeau state. That's what this is about. They're being charged with a multitude of things, including mischief and counseling to mischief. All this nonsense. It's got nothing to do with what this was, is a peaceful protest. And I'll tell you, the Emergencies Act invoked by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was anything but peaceful. It was a violent reaction, a convulsive, violent reaction to a peaceful protest that was completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. And you remember Trudeau? Very interesting. He refused to meet with anybody for the Freedom Convoy, not the rank and file, not the leadership, nobody. And he dismissed them all as a bunch of racist and misogynistic people. Exactly what Justin Trudeau has exhibited. Those are the characteristics he has exhibited for most of his adult life. And so the Crown prosecutor emphasized this is not about their political beliefs. And of course it is. And he suggested the protests were anything but peaceful. Once again, that's projection. The Emergencies Act was anything but peaceful. It was a violent reaction. Let's remember exactly what Trudeau said here. And you remember, he was challenged by this, by my friend and convoy lawyer, Eva Chipiuk, at the Emergencies Act inquiry. And Trudeau lied.
Small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing do not represent the views of Canadians who have been there for each other, who know that following the science and stepping up to protect each other is the best way to continue to ensure our freedoms, our rights, our values as a country.
People have testified in this inquiry referencing your widely published comments and calling the unvaccinated racists and misogynists. And we have heard testimony in this inquiry about how some of your officials wanted to label protesters as terrorists. Would you agree with me that one of the most important roles of a prime minister is to unite Canadians and not divide them by engaging in name calling?
I did not call people who were unvaccinated names.
I did not call people who were unvaccinated names.
So I want us to remember this as the trial continues. I will be there reporting the truth as I was there during the Freedom Convoy reporting the truth. Because I think there is such a thing as objective truth. And the mainstream media did not try to find. They kept repeating the talking points of the political orthodoxy. They kept repeating the talking points of the Justin Trudeau government. They kept repeating the talking points that they were fed, which was this was some kind of horrible terrorist activity. This was an occupation, like the Germans occupied Paris. That's what you were supposed to think about when they kept saying occupation. So we're going to be watching this every day. This is an exciting time to be a Canadian, because I think this is the first time the federal government has tried political dissidents who merely protested peacefully. And that's all this is about. So stay tuned throughout the week. I'll be back on a regular basis to report on what's happening. Read what I'm doing in the Post-Millennial. I'm reporting for the Post-Millennial every day. And read the comments I have. Thanks for watching today. God bless you. And God bless this country, because we need that now more than ever. So we are in a very precarious position in this country. We need political change, but we also need the resolve to resist. What we're trying to do every week here is bring you the news you might not see everywhere else. And we're coming against Justin Trudeau's internet censorship laws. Please subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't done so already. I know it's annoying to ask. Believe me, I'm not a salesman. I'm a writer. But I really implore you to do that, because I need this station to keep going. We want to keep bringing you the news that you want to hear. And if you want a story covered, let me know, please. Because that's where I'm getting a lot of news information from your tips. So thank you for being there for me. And you can also support this station by going on my Substacks and subscribing for $8 a month. Yes, I know it's free, but I can also use your support. So please do that if you can. And I'll continue to be here every week, every day if must needs be, to tell you what's really happening in this world of ours. And I'm in nobody's pocket, but I am on your side.